Welcome back to Celebrity Radio. It's Alex Belfield talking to some of the world's biggest stars and some of my favourite people, and we've definitely got one for you today. Hans KLOK is one of the universe's most legendary and master illusionists. He returns to Las Vegas with a brand new show from the 29th of July 2019 at the Excalibur Hotel and Casino in a brand new theatre too. And I'm delighted to say Hans joins us on the phone now live from Las Vegas. How are you doing?
Thank you for calling.
It must be that time now with just days to go where it's getting a bit frantic. Is the show ready? Is it on time? Is it all this stuff going through your head?
Yes, of course. Well, we had some delays because they completely rebuilt the theater for my show, actually. And that took a while. But it's lovely. The showroom is beautiful. It's a brand new showroom, but it has the feeling a little bit from the 50s, the Frank Sinatra style, you know. People are sitting there with little tables and drinks and people sitting very, very close by, which is great with magic because the closer you are to the magician, the better it is. So, we're ready for it. Absolutely.
The tagline of the show is the world's fastest magician, and this is nothing new because you've always been, really, haven't you? Your energy is extraordinary on stage.
Yeah. Well, I have a lot of energy. Thank you. Well, keeps me out of the fitness. You know, when I do a show, it's a complete workout, and not only for me, but also for my assistants, the ladies that I call the divas of magic. Yeah, it's pretty hard. It's something, that show, but as I said, it's cool, and I like that it's so energetic. That it's the power of it. You know, we do all these illusions so fast that even my colleagues like Dave Copperfield, they're asking how are you doing this? You know, and it's just a matter of practicing. And for now, we're like I'm the fastest magician. Well, maybe somebody in Africa is much more faster than I don't know, but it's a good cliffhanger, you know, and people love it. People don't have they can't concentrate themselves too much. You see all the shows also Cirque du Soleil, they're much shorter than they were before. And, I like to show them a lot of magic in that certain time.
I just spent 5 weeks in Las Vegas and I saw every show. Amongst them were all the magic shows, and you mentioned David Copperfield, who's one of the most boring, I have to admit. He seems tired to me. But then again, who can do 16 shows a week? You're coming into town amidst a very, very difficult climate of thousands of shows all competing for tickets. How do you sort of get people to notice you're even there, let alone buy a ticket? It is tough, isn't it?
Yeah, it is tough, but first of all, you call him boring. I wouldn't say boring. Dave Copperfield is, of course, a living legend, and I just seen the show 2 days ago. And it's for me a memory of my youth seeing Copperfield.
Me too. Legend.
Yeah, and he's the one who's doing the 16 shows, which is incredible. Yeah, how to mention? Doing like what we're doing right now, doing a lot of interviews, keep yourself in the picture, do as lot as possible television shows, try to do the Ellen DeGeneres show again, doing all that stuff. And I'm not doing that all by myself. I have a great publicist for this, and people are helping me. But it isn't easy, you know. You see the Cirque du Soleil, they're absolutely leaders on the strip, but they're fighting for every ticket, and that's what you have to do.
Just last week, I went to see David Blaine on tour in the UK, and he was doing arenas selling tickets. And of course, you've got Chris Angel across the street, who is doing big business too. Magic is still cool, and it's extraordinary because you only have to go on Google to find out how this stuff is done. But we do want to go back to our childhood, and we do want to know how wonderful magic can still feel, because it's how it makes us feel that makes us go back, isn't it?
I believe so too. You know, for example, a movie which is now, I think, 15, 20 years old, The Prestige. It's all about the magicians from the 20s, the Howard Burnsons and the Houdinis, you know, all that area which I really like. Comparing to Blaine and maybe Chris Angel, I'm a bit old school. I wouldn't say old-fashioned, not at all, but I like the art of grand illusions, to combine it with the sleight of hand, to combine it with the mind reading, and I like the big showmanship to add to that, you know. So in that case, it is a big illusion show, and there's a place for it on the strip, because most of my colleagues, they're talking forever in their shows, you know. They're like almost stand-up comedians, and my show is very visual. Lots of things are happening, and of course there's some jokes in between, and I tell some stories, and I'm very proud to do some big classics like the Floating Light Bulb from Harry Blackstone and the Carton Box from Hans Moretti. So it's also a little bit the history of magic when you go to see my show, and I'm very proud about doing that all.
This is one of the problems I had in Las Vegas was people like Penn and Teller, who are, again, brilliant. Penn loves to talk, and I just think times have changed. Millennial audiences, they don't want to sit there listening for more than about 20 seconds. They switch off, don't they? And you're the master of that, keeping it moving. How many tricks are going to be in this new show?
Well, close to 70, actually.
Wow.
Yeah. But you know, there are a lot of... there are also tricks of 2 seconds, and so then you can count fast. But yeah, it's a lot, and it's not about that because you can do everything fast, but you still have to perform. Otherwise, it's almost a demonstration of some illusions. You know, you also have to keep in mind that you also perform, that you're still performing, and besides all the fast stuff, I do a lot of romantic, slow stuff, which I really like to do. But mostly when I do a TV show, I always show something of that fastness because that's spectacular and that sells tickets.
And of course, you're in your late 20s now. Does it get tougher the older you get? Does it get tougher the older you get, Hans?
20s. Thank you.
I mean, you make life difficult for yourself. You could do card tricks, but you do these big sort of running across the stage grand illusions. Yeah. It's not easy, is it? I mean, you say it's a workout. Does it get tougher every show?
It's a little bit suffering, you know. You shouldn't drink not too much alcohol, and should take some rest before you do that show. And before I was really rock and roll, you know. I always went out every night after a show, and I was a kind of wild kid. But that all calmed down a bit now, and I just like really the way I'm performing, you know. I'm always running from one side to the other side of the stage, which is completely unnecessary, you know. You don't have to do it while you're locking up a box with a rope, but it's just the way I like it. And if I see myself, I think the biggest inspiration that I got is Siegfried and Roy, you know. When I saw them first time on TV in the 70s, I had something, wow, this is what I want, you know. And they really brought magic and showmanship together. And but it's a thing. It is physically very hard, and but that makes our show so different from the other shows right now on the Stip. And you have to be different, you know. Why you should go to Hans KLOK if there's somebody who's doing the same stuff. So yeah, it's really the presentation that makes it different.
And of course, you're not the entire show. There's a lot around you. There's amazing lighting, there's great sound, and you've got the girls too. This is all part of it because it could just look a bit rubbish if it was badly lit. You really take a lot of time and effort to make sure it looks beautiful and polished.
Oh yeah, it is. We have the best lighting. We have the LED wall, which also helps by storytelling. I have the best magic assistants that I always educate, you know, for years before they go even on stage. Some of them are with me more than 20 years, so they also started with 5 years or something. But this, that makes it all together. You know, I won't take all the credit myself.
I was thinking we could have a new idea for 2019. You're sharing the theatre with Thunder from Down Under. What about a male strip show and magic show in one? This could sell tickets. The ladies love that.
Yeah, probably. There are my colleagues, actually. I share the room with the Thunder Down Under, which are very successful here.
Incredible.
Here in Vegas, since 17 years they're here. Well, not the original cast, I think, but...
No, they're in care homes now. They've been so long.
Something to think about it. I did once the Chippendales show years ago. That was for a TV show called Try Before You Die, and that was something that everybody thought I would never do. So I said, if I do the Chippendale show, I only do it in Vegas. It's still on YouTube, guys, so you can check it out.
I got to tell you, I went to see Thunder in May, and I've never seen an atmosphere like it in a room. Those girls go crazy. You've got to give it to them. There's a reason that show's still flying, and to be in that room, you know, hopefully it will help each other. They sell your tickets, you sell theirs. It is a partnership in Las Vegas, isn't it?
You need it, absolutely. And, you know, besides the Thunder Down Under, we're also sharing the room with the Australian Bee Gees that I just attended yesterday. And I was really amazed by seeing that show because it is like, you know, singing all these Bee Gees songs is not that easy. And it was
How does that guy get those high notes, Hans? This is a trick in itself, isn't it?
Well, I asked him, and he also started talking about the tight underwear. So, but no, you're right. You have to help each other in this business. You know, so I hope the guys are helping me, and the other way around. And it is exciting, you know, because I work for Adam Stack, which is he has a big name here in Vegas. He's doing a lot of shows. There might be not all the biggest shows in Vegas, but there's shows that stay for a long time, which means that they are successful, and that's really good.
If you don't mind, I'd love to go back to the last time you were in Las Vegas, which was with, of course, Pamela Anderson, who starred in the show with you. It was a multi-million-dollar production, and it certainly got the headlines. Did you enjoy it, and did you view that as a success?
It didn't sell, no. It was not. It was. She was a magnet, a PR magnet, marketing-wise. It was the best thing that could ever happen. We did one time with her, and the other 4 times without her, Ellen DeGeneres, as an act, which helped a lot for the name. But she was great for getting me a name, and she was really good in what she was doing. She was a good assistant because she understood it, and she understood that she was hired for being a cliffhanger for Hans KLOK. But at the end, no, it was not that she was a ticket magnet that we were sold out every night. It was quite hard actually to fill the room, and that's why I'm happy that we start now in a smaller room, a beautiful room, 450 seated, which is very intimate, and I do it without a co-star. I just have to do it myself. Maybe it takes a little bit longer, but it is in a way easier because marketing-wise, you go to the Hans KLOK show, and if you don't know who the guy is, you check it out on YouTube. And if you know, then you know what to expect. And with a co-star, it's always hard, then you think, what's that person going to do? But she did it lovely, and last year we did a tour in Germany, and out of the 100 shows, she attended 20. So I think she will show up soon and do one night, one night only. For
so
me,
she might be back.
Let's say.
Great.
She might be back, but one night only, that's for sure.
Not everybody likes her. She does have her knockers, I will say that. The thing is as well about Vegas, it has changed in recent years. I think the scale has reduced. I think the days of having these 5,000 seaters might be good for the Lady Gagas and the Celines, but I think for a production show it's tough. And you are smart to go in a smaller room because I think the chances of survival are greater because it is show business. And you always have to remember that as good as your show is, it's got to have a business behind it to survive.
It is. No, you're absolutely right in that. So I believe it's really fashion now that people are going back to smaller rooms. It's so hard to fill the big ones. I just seen, for example, Vegas, the show, which tells the story about the history of Vegas, which is a must-see when you go to Vegas.
That's cute.
Dance-wise, did you see that show?
Yeah, very cute. Yeah, I liked it very much.
It's a good show and great dancers. And I think Diana Ross last week, 3 weeks ago, I believe, in a 1,000-seater theater at the Wing, and that's intimate and it's nice and it's great. And as you said, I believe, of course, Lady Gaga, she fills 20,000 tickets, but she's also not here like 6 days a week. And but for us guys, the production shows, the magic shows, the variety shows, I think it's better to stay in the little bit smaller rooms to make it intimate and to make it an experience to the audience.
You're a big star here in Europe. I'm speaking to you today in the UK. I wonder why you choose to go to Vegas. It's incredibly hot. It's over 100 degrees. It's tough business. Are you excited to be back there?
Yes, I am actually. And, you never feel yourself as a big star because I think I'm just good in what I'm doing and that's what I live for, And the fame thing is good because you have to sell tickets, of course. I really love Europe, and being at the West End a few years ago at the Peacock Theatre, the 6 weeks run was one of the highlights of my career till now. But I was always dreaming to have my own place. And then 2 years ago, I was realizing I was close to 50. I said, well, if I do it, it's now or never. And so I was looking for the right agent, and he found the MGM, and they really welcomed me, and then they fired Adam Stack to produce it. So yeah, it was always a dream for me. And it has to do, of course, with the history of Vegas. Like, this city is built by Frank Sinatra, Elvis, and, of course, Secret and Roy, who owned this city 30 years long. Will
they be there on opening night, do you think?
Absolutely. Maybe not the opening night, because we do, but they call here a soft opening. I love that. You just start, and then from there you also have the chance to create, to make things better, to develop, which is really nice. To improve, but Secret and Roy, for sure they will. I just attended his birthday. Secret's birthday was 4 weeks ago, I believe. His 80th birthday, and what these people did for this town and for magic in general, it's amazing.
Have you worked out when we say the word magic, we say Blaine or Copperfield or Chris Angel, the big names? We think of Paul Daniels in England, and we think of Hans KLOK. Why you? Why did you stick out and become in that elite of the top 10 magicians in history in the world?
I have no clue. I don't know, and I see myself always a little bit as an underground. How you said it? Underground star, like not in the really popular reaches like I won't fill stadiums like Copperfield did. I did good stuff, especially in Germany, but can't compare my name to their names. They're really worldwide famous, but I think I did it in the right time. So I'm doing magic since I was 10 years old, and let's say professional since I was 20 or even before. So it was also the right time. So I could make a name without the internet, without if you made a mistake that not the whole world would see it on YouTube. And so I was lucky by that, I think. I just had a lot of luck too, and I worked hard for it, and I had the right parents who really helped me and who had nothing to do, and we weren't rich or whatever, but they give me the love and always they told me go for it and live your dreams and blah blah. So it was also a lot of luck, to be honest. And I worked really my ass off. I think I made a name in the old-fashioned way, by newspapers, by appearing on television. You see people now popping up so fast, but they're also sometimes fast forgotten. And I never think about myself as a famous person, but wherever I am, people, if I attend the David Copperfield show, people come to me and ask me, can we make a photo together? So I think I did something good for magic in general.
Does it worry you coming back in 2019 and social media? Because, of course, reviewers are now irrelevant. I mean, Vegas isn't blessed with that many credible reviewers in the first place. I mean, you've got that clown who knows nothing about show business who writes for the newspaper. I pop in once a year and try my best. But ultimately, the punters will decide before they leave the theatre. They've already tweeted, and the reaction is instant. It's almost shocking, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a very strange thing, yes. Before reviews are, well, anyway, in Vegas, the tourists are not reading the reviews, so, that don't matter in that way, not big time, sorry for my English, but it is strange, and today everybody is a journalist, everybody has his opinion, if somebody makes a mistake. You see what happened to Madonna, who attended the Eurovision Song Contest, and she wasn't at her best, and then everybody drops her down, and then they write the most horrible things on the internet, and I think, well, help this woman. She's doing this for 40 years. It's for 40 years on that high position. They won't forgive you any mistake.
You're only as good as your last show, Hans. You know this. This is the way it works now, I guess. You can be a legend and torn down in a second.
It's true. You're one step from the cutter in that way. Yeah.
It's true. Listen, absolutely. I wish you all the very, very best with this show. And I love the art. I love the craft. Just yesterday I was in London. The Illusionist is back there. And I think we need to keep pushing forward with it to make it exciting for new generations. It has to be the fastest magic show on earth. And one of my criticisms of some of the artists in Vegas is I think it's not sort of kept up with millennials who will not sit and wait. They don't want to hear 15-minute monologues. They want to see 15 tricks in 15 minutes. And you certainly do that. I wish you all the best with this new show at Excalibur. It's opening the 29th of July. You can get tickets through the Excalibur website and Hans KLOK. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, Stu. Thank you. And I hope to see you in Las Vegas.
I can't wait to be back. Nice to talk to you.